Good morning for us, at least. This is podcast number 172. My name is Gus. On my left is
Sasha.
and
Sophia.
and we have two special guests today. One from the VFW. Your name, sir?
Hal Roche.
Nice to meet you. And from the American Legion, correct?
Yes.
What is your name?
Dr. Nat Johnson.
Dr. Nat Johnson. And Mr. I'm going to butcher your name.
Just Hal. It's fine.
Hal? All right. So, you guys have come down here to do some work for the American Legion VFW, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
And you've come to the school to just kind of say hi and say what you do. Let's start with American Legion. What does American Legion do?
We are a veteran service organization, and we help our veterans and their families out in our local community and their kids. We have 4 main pillars. We have our Veterans Affairs and Rehabilitation. We have Americanism that we bring into the schools. We have National Security and our Children and Youth programs.
So what is your mission for the VFW? Sorry. Yeah.
For the VFW, well, our mission is to take care of our veterans, our military, and their families. We've been doing this now for well over 100 years.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, both of our organizations are well over 100 years old. We started out in the Spanish-American War, Philippine insurrection, and back then, when the veterans came back, there was nothing for them. There was no medical for them. There was no pensions for them. They were literally just turned over to their families, and they were told to take care of them. And we ended up with 13 individuals in Ohio that got together and said, that's not right. That we send our troops to war, we need to take care of them when they came back. And they got together and started with today as the Veterans of Foreign Wars, and we've been carrying on that mission ever since.
So it seems like you guys have a lot of stuff in common. What is the difference between the two organizations?
That's a hard question to answer because we really do overlap. So I know on the Legion side we do a lot of legislative, and we do a lot of representation out of Washington, D.C. And back when Desert Storm, Desert Shield started off, the troops were utilizing equipment from Vietnam, and it wasn't working out very well, so they went ahead and did a massive upgrade, and that's Kevlar and all those newer things came about there. So for protecting not only the military members, but also the canine dogs and our vehicles.
Yeah, so the organizations are very similar. It's the qualification that sets us apart. For the American Legion, anybody who has served in the military from Pearl Harbor in World War II to today is eligible to join. VFW, as it says, is Veterans of Foreign Wars. So it's those individuals that have served in combat. So not everybody qualifies for the VFW, but kind of everybody does the Legion. And quite honestly, I'm a life member of both. And as well as several other VSOs, Veteran Service Organizations. And that's the big difference in the qualification for the two of us.
So in the Legion, we changed it to be a little more inclusive. We had a lot of people who they thought they could only belong to our organization if they served overseas or if they were in a war era, in a war zone. And in 2019, July 2019, is when, for only the second time in history, our Constitution and all of our documentation has been changed so that anybody who serves one day on federal orders can now belong to the American Legion. And another thing one thing that does set us apart is that the American Legion is chartered by Congress. So we are the only veteran service organization chartered by Congress.
We are too.
Okay.
Never mind that.
So, it's when we had recently a change to what we call our preamble, and people were kind of laughing about it, saying it literally took an act of Congress to change that preamble, because it used to be from great wars to just change the wording to all wars.
Yeah.
And it took a long time to be able to get that changed, just because everything is so set in tradition.
Awesome. Do you guys have any questions for them?
We heard that the American Legion does scholarships. Like, what type of scholarships are them?
Well, we have a few, and again, the VFW, we're very similar. So we have a boy state and girl state programs, and then we have oratorical. So our boy state program, it's where kids 11th to 12th grade get to come for a week, as well as the girl state. They come for a week, and they stay up on a college campus, and they build a 51st state from the ground up. And you get broken up into 4 different groups. We have the natural and the Federalists. Sorry. And so they get broken up into 4 groups, and they will elect people like the fire chief, police chief, all the way up congressional reps up to the president and the vice president. So the other piece with that is that they will look at either writing bills and or ratifying bills, old ones that have been around for a long, long time, and going in and updating those. But these programs all have scholarships attached. So we have our oratorical program as well. It's a oration on the Constitution, and they start off on the local level, which is a post, and goes up into our district department, and then they can also compete on a national level. And I believe our top scholarship is $25,000. And then the kids also, when they do attend these programs, you get to mark it off if you're going to go to a like the Air Force Academy or any of the war academies, that you could actually check the box and get credit for attending these programs.
So you also have other stuff. We couldn't find baseball on yours, but there was baseball on the American Legion site.
Yes.
So you guys have a baseball scholarship.
Yes, we do.
That's cool.
Yes, it is.
For any baseball lovers. So what about you guys also have a boys and girls state scholarship, correct?
We don't have a boys and girls state. What we do is we have 2 scholarships, academic type scholarships, and one is for grades 6th, 7th, and 8th, and it's a written essay, and it's 300 to 400 words, and we give a theme every year, and it's based on a patriotic type theme. In fact, all of our winners for our youth scholarships for the VOD and the one Patriot Pen, as we call it, for the 6 through 9, are heading to D.C. Saturday for their time there. It'll be for the next school year, and we actually sneak peek, hot off the presses, not even released to the general public yet. But for the Patriot Pen, our new theme for next year is going to be, how are you inspired by America? And that is what they will write their essays to. Then they will do a local competition to see who is the winner, and they will be sent up to the national, where they will compete against the other state winners. And the winner of that will get a $5,000 prize, but they will also accompany all of the high schoolers to D.C. And the high school, 9 through 12, is a verbal essay. And the theme for that for next year is going to be, what are the greatest attributes of our democracy? And it's a 3.5 to 5 minute speech. Same type of situation, that we will have a local competition here, and the winner will be sent up to our national organization, where they will compete against all of the states as well as Europe and the Pacific. But every state winner and every non-affiliated winner will go to D.C. So we will have about 54 kids there getting there Saturday. They will spend 3 days touring the nation's capital. Typically, they always meet with the President of the United States while they're there. And then usually on Tuesday, we have what we call our Parade of Winners. And we bring them in and introduce them one by one into a big hall, and then we start handing out scholarships. And it starts at about, I think it's $1,000 or $1,200, and it goes all the way up to $35,000 for the national winner, which is not bad for a 3 to 5 minute speech.
Yeah.
So those are our 2 big scholarships programs that we do. Now we also have a an auxiliary. We dropped the ladies, and now it's open to everybody. And they do an art competition.
Okay.
and it's a patriotic art. There's no specific theme. It's just patriotism. And they have where it's drawing paintings, or 2D, if you will. They do a scholarship where they'll recognize the top 13 places, and they have prizes starting at $15,000 down to $500. And they've just started a 3D art.
So like modeling.
Modeling, paper mache, pottery. The jury's still out. I asked the question yesterday, and they hadn't quite thought about it, but 3D printing. You know, if you were to develop your own design and do a 3D, could they do it that way? So they're trying to figure out what they're going to do with that yet.
Yeah.
But we have the 3D category, and that's the top 3 places, and it's $2,500, $1,000, and $500 for that. So those are the scholarship aspects of what we offer.
So one thing we have down here, it's very small, but we do have a scouting community down here, and you guys both do stuff with scouts, right?
Yes.
I saw Scout of the Year. Do you guys want to explain that?
Sure, we have it's a program that we do where we will recognize nationally through the VFW from our commander. We recognize basically the top Eagle Scout for the Girl Scouts. I believe it's the Golden Award. Sea Scouts. I don't know if you have any Sea Scouts down here.
Not down here.
With all this water, you might want to have one. But Sea Scouts and the Venture Scouts, all of those are eligible. But it's to recognize those ones in those categories that have reached the peak. And we have a national recognition for that. It's not a scholarship; it's just a recognition for us.
Is that the same as the American Legion?
Pretty much, yes.
One thing we can't do down here, but the Marines do a lot. You guys said I saw shooting sports on both of those. So are you guys working? I heard it was airsoft. Is that correct? Like little
Correct.
BBs.
Correct.
Okay. So if anyone shoots their eye out with a Red Ryder BB gun,
Right.
no,
Yeah.
it's not gonna be too bad. So is that just recognition, or is it scholarship? Is it just a program?
It's a program in the Legion. They actually hold the competition in Colorado Springs, in Colorado.
Yeah.
But they're air rifles. So,
Yeah.
and unfortunately, I don't know much about that program. So,
Ours is not done at the national level. It's usually done at the local levels. We do a lot of our PFW posts that are out in the rural areas have little shooting ranges that they do gun safety with the kids there. But VFW, we don't have a national program as the Legion does.
Okay. So each one has, what I'm finding is each one has their pros and cons, but
Yeah.
they all
Right,
sort of match
right.
each other in the end.
Yeah, as long as it's helping the veterans and their families,
Yeah.
we're all for it. We just don't overlap on a lot of the individual programs.
Do you guys have any questions about programs or anything they do? No? Anything you guys want to say? Anything else? Not much?
go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, it's really an honor for us to be here. Unfortunately, in the setup for the organization, and I can only, in this case, speak for the VFW, we had a hierarchy of how things work in the organization, and it all started at the local post level. And then it goes to a district, which is just a grouping of posts, and then it goes to the state level, and then the national. And what we've really come to light recently is, what do we do with, Guantanamo Bay and the DOD?
Yeah.
We don't have a post. That may change, but we don't have a post here. So how do we get the youth involved with our programs? And really, it just took asking the question. So we asked the question last year, actually this year, and it was, well, we've never really come across it. And so now it took us a matter of days, and now we're set up to start the very next school year. So because you're not the only DOD that's kind of in a remote area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we started this unaffiliated, and we hope to get a lot of participation in it, because the scholarship money's not bad.
Yeah.
And as a couple of them were saying yesterday when I was here, hey, kind of cool to get off the island and go to D.C.
Yeah.
It's always nice to get off the island.
Right. Yes. So we do hopefully a lot more. We'll be doing a lot more locally. We were blessed enough, both of us, to come down here with VOD, Veterans Overseas Deployment, and we're doing a lot of service officer work, helping them file claims and stuff. And we were able to tag along to try to get the word out to our youth and the teachers. And we do a teachers recognition program that we hope to get some input to, and we can nationally recognize. We do kindergarten, middle school, and high school teachers. And be able to do that too. So it's an honor for us to be here and kind of be on the cutting edge of incorporating everybody now.
So how would I, for Teacher of the Year,
Mm-hmm.
because you guys do have that program, how would I submit a teacher?
The easiest way is it's vfw.org.
Mm-hmm.
And it's legion.org
Legion.org.
for the programs. All of our programs are listed there. And the student liaison officer, Samuel Smith, he has all of our forms that we've provided to him.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same premise. It'll be for the next school year. I think 31 October is the cutoff. And it is just anybody can submit them.
Mm-hmm.
So get with go to the website or get with Mr. Smith, and he will fix you up with an application.
So you guys are out of Colorado, correct?
Yes.
Yes, and you guys are out of
Well, I'm out of Virginia.
Okay,
Our national headquarters, the VFW national headquarters, is in Kansas City.
Kansas City. Is that where Mr. Limes is from?
I think so.
Yeah, I think you said that before.
So that's cool. So what part of Colorado is the Legion from?
What part of Colorado?
Yeah.
We have 160 plus posts in Colorado.
Oh
So,
yeah. No, that was not a good question, guys.
So,
Yeah.
any area in particular you're looking for?
Well, yeah. So you said something about Colorado Springs. Is that correct?
Yes.
So that's the post you come out of?
No, I come out of the Denver Post.
Denver
Post
Post.
1.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I've been to Colorado a couple times. That's where my grandparents live. So would you say like Colorado has the most Legion posts, or is it?
Well, the we're in 8 different countries as well. So
Okay.
we have over 14,000 posts worldwide. So just in our state alone, we have anywhere from 160 to 170. So there's a Colorado Springs. I think we have. Well, so we have districts.
Mhm.
So they're District 7,
Yeah.
and they're one of the larger districts.
Okay.
So
You can top
I mean-
14,000.
No, we run right about 6,300. Again, our criteria keeps our numbers a little bit smaller.
Lower.
Overall, we're pretty close on membership. The total numbers, and like the Legion, we're located overseas also. We have a post in Australia. We have one in Cambodia, Thailand, Taiwan, Italy, Germany, France,
Mm-hmm.
and always looking for new places
right.
to open up a new one. Just looking for the veterans that are interested in opening one.
That's a big difference too. Is we're not in the same countries except for France. So France is one of our, of course, our big one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're in the Philippines and Japan and I can't even think of them all. France. I think we're in Germany. But yeah, so we kind of spread all out.
Yeah. So I saw something interesting on the VFW page. It was flag etiquette.
Mm-hmm.
So do you guys just teach how to only float a flag or retire a flag too?
Oh, we do we do both. And the flag etiquette, actually, we both have them.
Right.
is there are certain situations, not just how to retire or how to fold, but how to display, how to properly put one at half staff. And some days it's raised at noon, other days it's not. It's all day, sun up to sundown. Retirement, that's a huge part of all of our local posts. We are collection sites for flags that need to be retired. And then typically, depending on the area, 2-3 times a year, usually we'll work with our scouts. In my particular post, we work with the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts, and we hold retirement ceremonies at the post where we properly dispose, burn the flags, but it's all that is on the websites. We don't do a lot of actual flag folding. Occasionally, we'll get called into a classroom, and we'll show them how to properly fold the flag. It can be tricky depending on the size of the flag.
Oh yeah, we in the Boy Scouts we were given, it was on some aircraft carrier, I think, and I mean that flag spanned, I mean, the entirety of our scout hut.
Yeah.
Like if you put it on the roof, it would span the entire thing and maybe some.
Right.
So we had to take it inside, and it was actually harder, and we just had to fold the entire thing. Took I think 20 people.
I was going to say it was going to be about 15 to 20 people.
Yeah.
It's a garrison type size flag. It's huge.
Oh, yeah.
You see a lot of them in parades too. A lot of people have them in parades, but that was quite an accomplishment.
Yeah.
If you got that folded,
And we just got another shipment of flags that need to be retired. They're all ripped up, so they were even harder to fold.
So we have, we're actually passing legislation concerning the nylon flags, because you're not allowed to burn the nylon flags anymore because of the toxic fumes that they put off.
So are you trying to change it so they don't make nylon flags anymore, or so that we're allowed to burn them?
One step at a time. So we're not allowed to burn them anymore,
Okay.
because they used to combine them with the cotton flags.
Yeah.
So, and we do have, we do a lot in the Legion with flag etiquette. We actually have quite a few programs concerning that, where we go out into the elementary schools and talk with the kids, and we let them practice folding the flags. And a lot of our ceremonies will actually have a flag folding ceremony attached to it.
That's cool.
So, because a lot of adults don't really understand the 13 folds and why it's in a triangle shape, and so we're always educating.
Yeah. Some people don't know why there's 13 stripes either.
Correct.
So you got to start with the basics of the flag.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you guys have any questions now?
No,
No?
not really.
Guys, got anything more to say? Any comments?
Just it truly is an honor to be here and be part of this, and to take part in the podcast and answer your questions. And thank you for the interest.
Thank you for
in having us here. This will be one of the highlights that I get to take back. In fact, I leave here, get home tomorrow, and then Saturday I'll be in D.C. with the kids up there, and I'll be sharing the story and let them know they're going to have some competition for the next batch coming through.
And I just want to say thank you. It's an honor and privilege to be here, and to come out here and to meet you kids, and to come into the school knowing that we're putting together a curriculum program to bring out here to expose you folks to our programs, joint programs that we have. So it's pretty exciting to be able to bring that to you guys.
Yeah. Thanks for coming down to the base in general.
Absolutely.
We don't get a lot of people, so.
Well, good Lord willing, the creek don't rise, you'll see more of us.
Let's hope.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it for this podcast. Join
Stay
us.
tuned for the next one.
I guess so. Goodbye.